What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm very excited to bring you guys my next video, my must-have Gags series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha Mantra's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below. The ones that have an asterisk behind it, that means that it is an affiliated link. If you shop through it, that means that I would be getting a small commission, and I would appreciate it. Otherwise, it's no big deal. Just copy and paste the name down below, and it should send you to some link somewhere for you to shop for it. Now, I typically at the beginning of these videos talk about what I purchased in the previous week based on what I was talking about, and to be quite honest, I don't think I picked up any makeup. I've really been enjoying kind of trying to add small touches to my room to make it more reflect who I am now, as such as that little art piece right there. And then of course I got to stand for my plant. If things go according to how they should, there should be some form of vlog-ish thing going up on Monday. I'm gonna try and aim for 4 videos this week, so cross your fingers, I will get it done, but it just kind of depends on a couple of other extraneous things. But if not, I will try to get that vlog up at some time this week, just so that you guys can see. It's not like overly splashy. I definitely didn't take as much footage as I have in the past, but I still kind of like to show you guys my like weekends off, kind of what I get down to doing. So that's that. And I don't really know if I'm going to pick anything up this week. I've really honestly been focusing on my room and some other things. And like I said, there are quite a few changes that are going to be happening in my life very soon. So money is definitely going to be a huge factor in that. And so I need to be a little bit more conscious of my purchases than maybe I've had to be in the past. So that's all I've got. I do know that there's something waiting at my P.O. box. I think it is my Ulta package. I genuinely don't even remember at this point, honestly. And if it is, that's a massive package, and it's pretty much fragrances and body care. There's very little makeup in that order, so nothing super crazy to talk about. I think that's it. I did record this look. This look should be coming up Wednesday if everything goes according to plan. And yeah, let's just get into it. First things first, we have a collaboration with the Powderpuff Girls and a brand called Idol Beauty. So this is a Korean skincare brand, and they are coming out with this range, and this range seems to kind of get them potentially into makeup. I don't know this brand, so I don't know if they've had makeup in the past, but basically there is an eyeshadow palette, brushes, lip products, and a travel bag. I loved the Powderpuff Girls, love them to death, and I always call them Powder Puff. If you didn't tell, it's definitely Power Puff, but I always say Powder Puff. Anyways, I definitely enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the vibes of the girls, but this is not calling to me, so this is definitely an easy pass. So there's been a sneak peek per usual with the next Natasha Denona collection, and this one is intriguing, but I don't know if it's enough for me to want to purchase full price. So when it comes to Natasha Denona, I do tend to kind of collect her palettes, whether I pick them up at full price or whether I wait for them to go on a sale. Typically they go on a really nice sale, whether it's on the website, Natasha Denona's website during a holiday, or just a random sale for Sephora. And that's kind of how I've been picking up the last couple, is those random sales from Sephora. So yeah, just to kind of give you guys that background. Either way, this looks like a very mauve-y centered palette. I love that like deep, rich section of purples, and it looks like one purple might be a brown based purple, if not even an actual brown. I love that. I love the range in the mattes and the shimmers. I really do. I don't know though if this is going to be something that I need to buy full price. It does look like it's going to be that $65 pan palette, so it's going to be the smaller pans. I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out what life is looking like then, because we haven't still gotten any information on whether it is, when it's releasing, and kind of for what season, because I know a lot of brands are going to start sneak peeking their holidays very soon. And this does kind of give a little bit of a holiday vibe to it, but I'm not convinced that it truly is. There's also a face palette in this, and honestly, this face palette does not look like something that's going to work on my complexion. So I think I'm going to easy pass on that. Plus, I do have her face and eye palette that I said I had to pick up because I was going to get so much use out of it. And to be quite honest, I really haven't gotten a lot of use out of it. I think I will potentially in the future, but as of right now, I haven't. So there's that. ColourPop has come out with a new range when it comes to hair products, and it is the Main Event collection, and these are their semi-permanent hair tints and coloring conditioners. So do not associate a hair tint with a color dye because it's completely different. A tint is just going to add like a light coloring to your hair, whereas a dye, you're literally going to turn your hair follicles to that color, you know. Even if it's semi-permanent, you're still going to turn your hair that color. So for me, this is not something that I would be interested in because I know me, a tint isn't going to do anything on my hair. I've tried it before. I made that mistake in the past, not going back, you know. So for me, maybe if ColourPop comes out with the hair dye, I would pick into it. But honestly, I'm actually more interested in Lime Crime's hair dyes. I know they dropped their prices more so recently, and I've heard really good things about their hair dye. I've always wanted to dye my hair purple, and with my previous kind of career goals, that wasn't even a possibility. Like, you had to have natural toned hair, and so now, you know, things are changing, and so I'm intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued. It also looks like they have hair clips coming in, so I would love to hear if you guys are interested in these, if you've tried them. I believe they are already available, and yeah, no, they're available on the 25th of August, so they're not available yet, but yeah, I would love to hear if you are interested in those. So it looks like Supergoop is collaborating with Minions, and if you know me, you know I love Minions. I love the movies. I'm pretty sure I literally have a physical copy of each movie, and I watched them all. Although I haven't watched this latest one, the one of Gru, but I just need to buy it on my Apple TV, then I'll watch it. So regardless though, you guys know I am an obsessed person when it comes to Minions. I love watching their movies, and so for me, even for me, this just doesn't make any sense. Even though I love Supergoop's sunscreen too, I just don't get it. I don't get the reason for them to collaborate, to be quite honest. But then again, I feel a lot of skincare and makeup brands are just finding IPs that they know people really like to just get that edge above, you know, just a normal sunscreen bottle or whatever, so that they can keep their revenue up. Because right now, you know, people really have to be smart with how they're spending their money, because you never know what's going to happen. Some people don't know if they're going to have a job in a couple of days. Other people don't know if they're going to have a house in a couple of days. And so the idea of being stressed over a sunscreen, it just ain't it, okay? And so maybe if you're willing to allow yourself to splurge, you know, this once in a month, and this is something that you really, really associate with, then you're more likely to buy from this IP associated product. And so I get it. I get the professional and kind of the financial ramifications of why brands do this, but it's quite annoying. It's annoying. So this is an easy pass for me. I already have some sunscreens and I'm enjoying them. I'm actually, to be quite honest, I'm actually getting low on my Supergoop sunscreen, but I have a spray, and then I will go into the Black Girl sunscreen because I've wanted to try that, and we'll see how that goes. So this is definitely not on my list to pick up, even though I love Minions. Urban Decay is doing another collaboration, and this time they are doing this collaboration with the Marvel Studios, specifically because of She-Hulk. Now, I know I got a notification on my phone talking about this, and I believe this is available on Disney Plus, if I'm correct. I haven't watched it. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of things on Disney Plus. Disney Plus just comes out with so much. They come out with so much, and I just don't have the time to keep up with it, if we're being honest. I think I got through a couple episodes of the first Star Wars series, and then I just never finished. So that tells you how far back I am when it comes to Disney Plus TV original series. That said, there's two different palettes. There's one that is a 6-pan, there's one that is a 13-pan. Neither of these are intriguing to me. Honestly, it has been quite a while since I have bought an Urban Decay eyeshadow palette, although I do enjoy their base products, I will say that, but I am good. So there's a new brand afoot, and this brand is actually coming to Sephora, and this brand is Coffee Beauty. So they should already be available at Sephora. I have been kind of clocked out when it comes to YouTube. I would love to know if anybody's done a video on this brand. They have eyeliners. They also look to have some form of concealer. There are 12 shades of concealer, and there are liners that are $20. They don't say on this page. Oh yeah, it's $26 per concealer. Have you heard of this brand? Do you know who the owner of this brand is? Let me see if I can figure it out. I'm very curious. It just says that it's exclusively at Sephora, but who is the brand owner? I don't know who the brand owner is, but when I'm scrolling through their page, it looks like they really are highlighting people of color. So maybe the person who owns this brand is a person of color. I don't know. I wouldn't say the shade range is terrible, but there are some jumps. There are quite a few jumps in between each shade, but it really does look like they're honing in on that middle demographic of people of color. And you know, that's cool. Is this something that I'm running to try? No, but I'll be interested to see if there's been any videos posted, and if there are good opinions or not. Iconic London is coming out with a super smoother blurring skin tint, and this is a product that is $32 each. It is lightweight, ultra hydrating skin tint that delivers a blurring and flawless satin matte second skin long wear finish up to 12 hours. There are 18 shades and it is cruelty free. So let's see what's going on with this shade range. I don't think the shade range is terrible. I think they definitely hit a really light shade and a really dark shade. In between, could they have done better? Yes, but I think kind of the broad spectrum overall isn't half bad. Is there a shade in here that I think I could get use out of? No, I don't think any of those shades will work for me. That's perfectly fine. I did quite literally just pick up two new foundations, which is kind of hitting me beyond the top level of foundations that I want to currently have in my collection. And I am currently kind of wrapping up my thoughts on the latest one that I showed you guys, which is the one from Tula. It is their skin tint. I actually have that on today, and I've had this on now for, I want to say, going on about 6 hours or so. So I just kind of wanted to get my full-on thoughts with the primer that I already know and love. And this was in really hot conditions because I was outside eating and having fun with some friends. So for me, this isn't something that I need nor I'm interested in, but once again, I would love to hear if you are interested in that product. Saie is coming out with some lip blur soft matte lipsticks, and I've not had a bad product, I don't think, off the top of my head, that I've tried from Saie, but I believe I've only tried their cream bronzers, so that may be kind of a defining factor. That said, I don't see a shade in here that I am loving or interested in. They all look very, very red and peaky, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this. So ColourPop is doing a collaboration with Disney, and in this collaboration they are highlighting the High School Musical movies, and this was definitely my generation, very much my generation. I was all in to the first movie, and then by the time they got to the second movie, it was like no longer my thing. So I get it, it's cute, it's still nothing that I need. It's just nothing that I need, so it's going to be an easy pass for me. Gucci seems to have sneak peeked the fact that they're coming out with blushes. I know I picked up their bronzer, and I actually thought their bronzer wasn't half bad. I believe that's the only Gucci product that I have, but it looks like they're coming out with a couple of different shades. At least in this picture, we see a more mauve shade and a more pinky kind of bubble gum pink shade. Neither of these shades are shades that I would get a lot of use out of, so I would pass if these are the only two shades. But maybe if they kind of extend and they have a different shade that is something that I would actually get use out of, maybe I would look into it. Like I said, I have one shade from them that is a cheek shade, and I really did enjoy it, so we'll see what happens there. Sigma Beauty is coming out with a collaboration with Disney as well, and this is for Alice in Wonderland. I've never been a fan of that movie or that kind of IP. I don't know what it is about it, but I just didn't like it at all, especially the Johnny Depp version. The Johnny Depp version was creepy and scary. I get it, that's his vibes, and typically I enjoy Johnny Depp, but I just couldn't with that movie. That said, they have an eyeshadow palette, they have a cheek duo, a brush set, and some lip products. I think the eyeshadow palette looks really pretty, and I think honestly everything in this collection looks really pretty. I love the aesthetic of the photo shoot what they did for these products. I really do, but nothing is gravitating towards me. I have 2 palettes waiting for me to kind of get my thoughts, and I have a 3rd one on the way, so that's enough for me. I really don't want to kind of add to my plate. I really want to slowly get to enjoy these products so I can give you guys my opinion. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass, but if you are interested, I will say I've enjoyed the couple of products that I've picked up from Sigma that have now been makeup focused, so take that as you will. So the brand Vacation, which I don't think a lot of people know about this brand, they have done a couple of perfumes, and I was actually halfway intrigued by the perfumes, but I realized that the scents weren't going to be something that I was interested in. So they have come out with a sunscreen that looks like that is a mousse, and that's interesting. So it is my eco-friendly, pollutants and authentic tilt value the little top nozzle situation, and it is hydrating, thin like air, feel it into water resistant for 80 minutes. I think this is cute. I love the vibes, the packaging, and this brand really has like that retro feel to it if you've seen or smelled any of their products, and so this works. It works perfectly for the brand, and it makes perfect sense for their aesthetic. That said, not something that I need. Like I said, I have one like normal sunscreen, and then I have a spray sunscreen that I would like to get through before I buy yet another sunscreen to kind of put on my face as well, although that spray sunscreen doesn't go on my face, so I may need to pick up a sunscreen soon. Regardless though, I'm good. This is not something that I want, so this is going to be a pass. Makeup Shayla did a collaboration with Sigma. Honestly, well, I don't think that's her name anymore, but I didn't know she was still doing makeup content, so it's good to see that. And like I said, she came out with a brush set, and these are 6 different eye brushes. I love the aesthetic of the handles. I think the handles look really pretty. The actual brush heads look nice too. Is it something that I have to like run out and get? No, it's not. But you know, maybe if it goes on sale or if I'm already on the website, I wouldn't mind, because I do really enjoy Sigma brushes. So yeah, we'll see. I don't really know. LC, which is a makeup brand, has now come out with a skincare brand as well, and it is something that I can't say. LC Neticals. We're gonna go with that. I don't really know if that's right, but it is what it is. So this is their first launch, and it is a double cleanser, a skin essence, a moisturizer, and an eye cream. And you can get the whole collection for $179, or individually ranging from $32 to $67. The most expensive is the essence, which, give or take, you don't really need an essence. I enjoy one, but it's not necessary, so I would kind of skip that if you wanted to try the brand but just didn't have the money for that particular product. Either way though, I enjoy my drugstore brands when it comes to my skincare. I think my skin has been actually quite nice. I just need to kind of clear up that hyperpigmentation, and then I will be very happy with my skin. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, Makeup Revolution is doing another collaboration, and this time it is with Clueless. So yes, I've seen Clueless. Yes, I love that movie. I mean, how could you hate Cher, right? I don't really know. So anyways, there is a palette, well, a couple of different palettes. There are lip glosses, there are liners, there's a handheld mirror, there are false nails, there are bags, there are clips, there are scrunchies. It's everything. And honestly, I think it all makes perfect sense. I actually really think the false nails look adorable, if we're being honest. And you know, if this came available at Ulta, that would definitely be a lot different than if it was available only on Makeup Revolution site. But I love the packaging. I think the packaging is spot on with the like fake cell phone and then with the fake CD cassette player, or the cassette tape. I think it all makes perfect sense. And yeah, I mean, am I gonna run to get it? No, but I think it's really, really cute. And yeah, it's cute. Patrick Ta is coming out with a new product in his range, and this is his Major Skin Cream Foundation, and it also comes out with a finishing powder duo under. So the cream product is on the top, which is your actual foundation, and then the bottom product is your powder. So this is intriguing. More so recently, I don't know how recent, but recently I picked up a second shade in his cream and powder blush duo, and I realized that the previous one that I picked up just was not meant for my skin tone. It just really didn't do anything for me at all, whereas the one that was definitely darker, it really worked my skin tone. I really enjoyed that one. So I now kind of have a different opinion overall when it comes to the formulation of his brand. And so would I be intrigued by this? Yes. Am I gonna pick it up? Probably not. Probably not. I just don't think I will. Who knows? It all depends on when it comes out, how expensive it is. Oh, it's $52. That's expensive. And it's coming out later this month on August 29th. So I don't really know. I don't really know. Let me know. Are you interested? I would love to hear. So Too Faced is already showing their kind of fall themed palette, and this one is their Pumpkin Spice Second Slice palette and Everything Pumpkin Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick. I used to collect these liquid lipsticks, specifically the like holiday ones, because they had like a really nice brownie situation, and I really enjoyed that. And I actually have had, I think, 2 palettes from them in this kind of similar packaging, although this one looks cardboard. And yeah, I don't really know. I'm not interested in this one, but I'd be intrigued to watch videos to see if this one is actually the same formula as their metal packaging, because that metal packaging actually became really, really good, whereas historically the cardboard packaging, not so much. So I'd be very, very intrigued to see how this kind of goes, but we don't know a date. And yeah, very intriguing. Chanel has come out with some new products as well. They've come out with 2 new highlighters and a new quad. I've never bought a Chanel product, and I doubt I ever will. I've gone crazy when it comes to some makeup products, but Chanel is another level of crazy that I don't think I will ever aspire to go. But I'm intrigued. Are you interested? Is this something that is going to be a must-have for you? Definitely think that quad is like a very basic quad, which could be good if you are into very basic eye looks or just kind of natural beauty eye looks. Nothing bad about that, just, you know, it is what it is. But I don't think this is something that I'm going to be picking up. So another new brand to me, Make Beauty, is coming out with a new bronzer. So this is their Skin Mimic Micro Suede Bronzer. It is a powder bronzer, and it is refillable. And it is matte, adjustable warmth and definition for a natural skin kissed tanned effect. It is $32. There are some hyaluronic acids, all of that jazz. And it looks like it comes in 6 different shades. So I like the shade range. I do. I think that it does definitely go really nicely deep, and it does appear to go nicely light as well. For me personally, which shade I'd probably get a lot of use out of would probably be Equinox. Am I going to necessarily pick it up? I don't really know. Where is this brand available? That would probably be the deciding factor for me, because I don't really buy from a lot of kind of brands that I don't know anymore, that aren't from like a distributor that I know and have purchased from before. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm intrigued. I would love to see. Let me know. Let me know. Are you interested? Would you like me to do it? I know there were some other things from like About Face people wanted me to buy last week. I just haven't gotten to it, but don't worry, I will. So Tarte Cosmetics, they're coming out with a beauty deal, and this is their blur finishing powder and their Hydro Flex serum foundation, which you can get them both for $45 apparently, or you can buy them separately, $69. I don't really get that, but okay. And there are 10 different shades, I guess, of both products. You can get $15 off of a $35 order or more with the code offer. And then if you're a first time customer, it could be hello 10 for $10 off a $25 order. And those might be affiliated with Hot Fire Makeup. I just genuinely don't know. This doesn't seem like something I'm interested in. Like I said, I just recently bought 2 new foundations, and I think I'm good when it comes to that. And then when it comes to powders, I'm actually trying to reduce my powder collection to a manageable amount. So yeah, I'm good with that. Sol de Janeiro is coming out with a new product, and this is for their Boom Dia Bright range. I do believe this is the one cream that I really want to get, but I just have not been able to justify getting it yet. But this one, they're now coming out with a body wash, which is a clarifying AHA body wash, and then also a body scrub. So we don't have any prices. Why are there no prices? Yes, there are. The body wash retails for $26 and the scrub retails for $42. I'm intrigued, but not totally convinced. I don't really like a lot of heavy scented products for like this type of skincare. So like a scrub or a body wash, I like it to be a little bit less artificial and all that jazz. So I'm not really convinced about that, but I do really want this cream. I really enjoy the smell, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful smell. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the full reveal of the Nomad Cosmetics latest eyeshadow palette. So this one is called the Monteverde Cloud Forest palette from what I know. And this is what she looks like. And I must say, I think this is one of their best colorful palettes that they have come out with. I love the range. They definitely get nice and light, nice and dark, but it also doesn't go too pastel-y, too light that I think those shades are going to show up ashy on me. So out of all of their kind of latest palette, this would be the one that I would kind of pick up. This is going to be available on the 23rd, so in just a couple of days. And yeah, would you guys like to see this? I know very often brand gets left behind compared to some other brands. I know at one point you guys also wanted to see the what was that brand? The Blend Bunny Cosmetics, their latest palette. You guys wanted to see that too, and I just never got around to picking that up. Or was it something else? No, it was the Ace Beauté palette. So let me know down below in the comments, would you prefer this one from Nomad Cosmetics or the Ace Beauté? I can't afford to pick up both, so I would need you guys to tell me which one you would prefer, and kind of whichever one gets the highest votes will probably be the one that I would pick up. I don't know when I would pick it up, but that would be the one that I'd pick up. So that's pretty much that. Otherwise, I don't genuinely think there's anything that I'm like dying to purchase, which is not a bad thing. Like I said, I don't really have the money right now to just be throwing it everywhere and anywhere in between. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good this week, which is really, really nice. I can catch up on any things that I have to have from last week, all that stuff. So yeah, let me know down below all of your opinions, if there's something that you would love to see from me. I am working on the Muerte palette video. This is the first, like I said, so this will be coming up hopefully on Wednesday, and then I will go ahead and reach into the Amunet palette and work on that one as well. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I will see you guys in my next one, which who knows when that'll be. Alrighty guys, bye.